Hi, Randy Johnson here. Thank you for joining me for this series on the absolute essentials of faith. This week, we're talking about 4 baptisms you need. 4, that's right. Let's watch the video and find out what it's all about. This is the teaching or the doctrine of baptisms. What does that mean? That means there's more than one. It means they're plural. Baptism is a word that is uncommon in everyday speech today. It refers to a practice that was well known and done frequently by the Jews in the days of Jesus. Today, it is easily misunderstood by both the world and the church. The world sees baptism as an odd religious ritual that they cannot connect with relevant meaning. The church often sees baptism as an almost magical rite that substitutes for personal faith and a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. Yet the doctrine of baptisms remains an elementary principle of the teaching of Christ. It is considered milk of the Word. There are 2 Greek words related to baptism in the Bible: bapto and baptizo. Bapto means to dip. Baptizo means to dip repeatedly, to immerse, to submerge. The clearest example that shows the meaning of baptizo is a text from the Greek poet and physician Nicander, who lived about 200 BC. That's 200 years before Jesus was born. It is a recipe for making pickles. Nicander says that in order to make a pickle, the vegetable should first be dipped. That's bapto. The vegetable should first be dipped into boiling water and then baptized, baptizo, in the vinegar solution. Both verbs concern the immersing of vegetables in a solution, but the first is temporary. Bapto is temporary. There is a scriptural illustration, there's probably more than one, but the one that comes to my mind this morning of the word bapto is, do you remember the story of the rich man and Lazarus? And what did the rich man ask Father Abraham to have Lazarus do? To tip his finger, or to dip his finger in water and put it on the rich man's tongue in order to relieve him from the agony of the pain of the fire that he was in. That dip your finger into the water, that is bapto. He dipped his, or he would have if he'd been able to, he dipped his finger into the water and then he pulls it out. Okay? So that was temporary. The first is temporary. The second, the act of baptizing the vegetable, baptizo, produces a permanent change. Now, one of the most fascinating facts that I learned as an adult that I didn't know as a kid was that pickles started life as cucumbers. Yeah, I didn't know that for a long time. And then my wife decided to make some pickles one time, and she got cucumbers. And at first I know, what are you doing with cucumbers? Well, we're going to make pickles. Well, what are you going to do? Pickles don't look like cucumbers. What are you doing? It took a while. Sometimes you just got to walk by faith and not by sight. But anyway, when cucumbers are pickled, there is a permanent change. The cucumber that was is not the pickle that is. There's a change. And that is what baptism is supposed to be. It is supposed to be a permanent change in our lives. Not just a religious ritual. Not just some funny thing that churches do that don't make any sense. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you can have notifications of future videos. Also, be sure to leave some comments down below. God bless you. Have a good week.